There's a lot of options on this thing, but we are live. There's already some people here. Let's check in real quick with the chat. We have Jason checking in from Aruba. We have Joe Ayers. I think that's Jeff Ayers. Greetings from Cleveland, Floridian checking in from Cleveland. That's a weird one. Carlos checking in from South Florida. Let's see. Fedora's coming in from the Bay Area. Tennessee Mike, obviously, from Tennessee. Aloha from Dale checking in, assuming from Hawaii. Let's see. Duggar's checking in from Morro Bay, California. Todd's here from Colorado. Bean Boy is from Pennsylvania. Nate Dog checking. YouTube kind of changed the way the names are done. They're all like at whatever, so it's hard for me to read them. Check it. See, Kevin's checking in from sunny South Florida. John's in Miami. Oh yeah, you said you're on a work trip or something. Colt 357's here from South Carolina. Tony obviously checking in from. Yeah, right. You got held up at Buc-ee's. He's checking in from Albuquerque. Better Straps, Chicago suburbs here. Unfortunately, there's nothing wrong with that. I love Chicago. We have someone, Summer. It's hard to read the names now. It's weird. Aaron's Watches is here. Hey, this live stream sponsored by Cool Cats Photography. Not really, but I got these stickers from my buddy Joe and the Badger. He has like a million different Instagram handles, and I thought this was such a cool sticker. I grabbed a bunch of them. So, yeah. Anyway, just playing around. Okay, so let's see. Dane's here, Celine Driver, #1 troll killer on the job, wearing a beautiful Zelos Starfighter with an aventurine dial. Paul's checking in from Massachusetts. So as you check in, if you guys want to check in, I'm not going to be able to pounce them all off, but you can go ahead and tell us what you're wearing. Today I was wearing my Colorado watch GCT on a strap habit, FKM in a green camo colorway. Very fitting, I think. You know, what was it? RT, one of the founders of Colorado Watch and Vortic Watch, posted up on, I think it was Instagram, a really nice message, and he got a little emotional, which is, it's good to show that when it's appropriate, I suppose, right? But it's real, right? He had a scare, and he's put in the work, and he's getting back at it. So fully support the brand and the team and family behind it. So see, we have some great watches being checked in. Todd still has that Seiko LX. I know you were trying to sell it, and it's been the only watch. See, isn't it funny how that works out? Like, I know you were trying to sell it. No one's buying it. You put it on your wrist, and you're like, you know what? This is a great watch. So, Tennessee Mike wearing the Random Rob Notice Deep No Date Orange. Very cool. Easy Campers here. That's my buddy John Page. Let's see. Oh, so in the title of the video, I know we don't have like a full, whatever. There's 47 people here according to my people counter here. But in the title, I said, don't follow trends. And the reason that stimulated that today for me is I was scrolling through in the Random Rob Discord of the wrist shots, and I want to share this with you guys because the watches being posted up in the Discord in the wrist shot, just as I was scrolling, I gotta shut this off. I don't know if you guys, I was running a little electric heater because it's kind of cold in the studio, but I can't stand that fan running. I don't know if you guys can hear it there. That's better. That's quieter. It was messing with my head. That's way better. I felt like I was like having to talk over like traffic running behind me or something. Okay. Dane says, what is a trend? I don't know. I couldn't think of a better word to do it. I just, more or less, I'm utilizing it in the sense that, wear what you like, what resonates with you, right? So, and I'm not going to call out all these, but like if you look as I scroll through the wrist check here, but David's wearing a Vertex, which is a killer watch. It's a very robust watch. Now, I know some of the watches that Dave owns now and has owned in the past, and this is a more unique pick. This is like more of a something you're not going to see out in the wild a ton. Whereas he had a Planet Ocean before, and that's although you don't see those a ton, you're going to see more Planet Ocean out in the wild than you will a Vertex. So I think that's a very cool transition. You know, you got Fuzzy here wearing a Moser, which again, Moser is a brand that probably for the most part watch enthusiasts know of. Um, and it's a lot of money, but it's a watch that is kind of I don't want to say like stealth wealth, but it flies under the radar under as far as muggles are concerned, right? You know, you got Carlos here wearing a I think this is a vintage Timex or something. You just scroll through this. So like here's Carlos, and this is one of my favorite young hands actually. I don't know what it's called exactly, but that full white dial with the white handset with the red trim in the inside and then the red date wheel. That's such a killer watch. But it's not something you see very often. You know, you got Gecko here with a brew. You have a beautiful blue dial diver from Citizen. You got a Zelos. You got a two-tone um, watch there. You don't see that too much in the out in the wild. Willard, Mark, that's a little more common, but still, I mean, look at John's wearing that crazy watch. I forget what that's even called. The somebody posted up the mechanical experimental or something. Um, a full. Tennessee Mike was wearing this Oris, which was picked up from one of the Random Rob Buyers Club drops. And I actually did a video on it because this one kind of resonated with me. When you look at it, the way it's constructed, the way it's designed, it's just wild. It's just wild. And it's not something, again, you don't see a ton of them. You got some unique pieces here. They're just in all different price points. Yeah, I'm going to get to look at this one. That one, this was like one of the first watches I had noticed when I was looking at the wrist shots this morning, and I instantly messaged Parkin and Jay. I'm like, holy crap, that thing is awesome. Just the shade and the tone, the matte finish on that purple. They only made 200 of these. Watch buys, I think, got 50 of them. They're already sold out. So these, you can get them, secondary or something like that. But yeah, that's just a killer watch. And they're like new. I think they were like 12 or $1,300. If you get them secondary now, you're probably looking at like $1,500. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'd like to do a video on that. Surfer John wearing, I believe that's a Marathon Seiko Sumo. You got the blue coral, of course, Monster. It's a little more. They're getting kind of old already, right? YZ80 was wearing that. You got a Tuna. You just have some. Look at this. What Aaron's was watching or wearing. Aaron's watches was wearing. Excuse me. A very much Flieger with a big date at the 12 o'clock position and a glycine. Just a wild, wild watch. So, Air Pilot. Yeah, that is a unique looking watch. It has the single pusher here. So I'm not 100% sure what is up with the movement on this one, but very cool looking watch. Never seen one. Didn't even know it existed. So, and Mr. James Duffy has, yes, this is a Citizen Nighthawk. They're actually fairly common or used to be more common, but this is a rare one. I guarantee you this is a rare one with that blue dial like that. So even again, I don't even know what reference number that Zin is, but that's killer. That's not the cliche type Zin that you would see someone pick up. Homer always has unique pieces, and this one definitely fits his vibe of picking up watches. Of course, Jordan V-Dub with a, you think Explorer 2, but no, it says relax. And that's what I think that watch says it all on the dial. Like we all need to relax a little bit and just wear some. There's another great watch with David, Grand Seiko, a Pepsi Seiko, Mark wearing the Willard still. Um, some just great watches. It runs the whole range. The new Fears Studio Underdog collab, more affordable side. Tony actually picked this watch up. This is the Jack Mason Real Sugar Stratatimer. He picked that up in Dallas when we were just down there. So a unique looking Boulder, I believe, from Nick at Strap Habit. Yeah, the Conqueror. Just some cool wristies here. Panerai, Oris, Timex, G-Shock MRG. That's a bit of a flex, but it's not because it's a G-Shock. It's a weird one. A Seiko mod build. Chrono, I forget how to say it. Chrono, it's not Chrono Sports. I don't know what it is. That's a unique one. Got to throw a few Rolex in there, here and there, Oris, Cartier, I believe San Martin, Zelos again from Hector, Tudor. I think that's a Durenzo. A pretty rare Seiko Turtle, Philippine Special Edition, limited edition, I think. Seiko Kinetic. Yeah, just a wild range of watches for sure. I wanted to share that with you guys. Roll through that real quick. It was really cool. I could sit and scroll through that. Oh man, David V bought a Jack Mason Flieger type watch. Oh man, I could scroll through this all day. There's so many cool watches. Inevitably, when I scroll through the wrist check in my own Discord, I discover watches that I kind of look past or didn't even know. Yeah, like John said, it kind of makes me want to buy more watches. It does stimulate that initial feeling, but sometimes I'm getting better at just I don't know, window shopping or something, like just appreciating it. Like I can like the watch. I don't need to go looking for it or hunting for it, but it could stimulate a bit of a rabbit hole search, which is always fun. It creates a learning environment um, and it might not end in a purchase, depending if you have the budget for it. I'm currently in like kind of pay down debt mode in prep for, the holidays and everything. And I think a lot of you guys are too. Actually, our main car, the car that my wife drives, the more expensive vehicle. This is so weird. I don't understand new cars in body shops, but oh, that's my son. It was parked and somebody hit it. We don't know, like whatever. It was a parked car, and it scuffed the bumper. But then I noticed on the inside there was some like metal pushed in. So we took it to the body shop. You can't tell from the outside. You can't tell that this thing has any damage. But a bunch of the sensors are wacky. Like the rear collision avoidance thing doesn't work. A bunch of weird sensors don't work. So we took it to the body shop. The estimate came back at $8,500. $8,500. And seriously, if you guys looked at this, I would have to point it out. You cannot tell that there's any issue with the vehicle. So I originally thought it was going to be like, I don't know, $1,500 or something. And I would just pay cash for it, avoid the insurance claim or something. But I'm going to have to do an insurance claim. $8,500 is crazy. Yeah, they said they have to like cut out that whole quarter. They have to align everything and do sensors. It's just nuts. So I guess whatever. Stop texting me, boy. On live chat later. So anyway, that's the status of that vehicle. So that's going in the shop on December 1st. Well, this is the body shop I wanted to go to. I trust this guy. Like I'm gonna have a conversation with him but I mean, if he says that's what needs to be done, that's what he's fixed. He's fixed one car for me before. Unfortunately, I've had a couple of body shop incidences with deer hits and some other things, but Thanks for the super chat there, but yeah, my Orange Monster. I'm not selling any of my watches. This is and the way I'm pretty sure the way the insurance works for me here in Michigan is it was a parked car, so I don't even think I pay a deductible. So I'm not worried about that. Like I'm not paying the $8,500. Like that's what I have insurance for. So uh, sad part is I know my insurance will end up going up, but what are you gonna do? It is what it is. Uh, that's the way it works, you know. I tapped into their money and they're fixing the car, so yeah, pretty much. And it was parked at a local college campus, and you know, bunch of young people in there and not driving well or not paying attention or just don't care or whatever. So it is what it is. So I've had this question before. I don't know if it was you that asked it. But somebody did ask about the Khaki King or an alpinist. I don't remember I'm talking about a baby alpinist. I personally prefer the Khaki King. If it'll maybe focus, maybe, maybe, whatever. You can see it's a Khaki King. Now this one needs a movement. The movement's kind of messed up in this one. But for longevity's sake, I know that I would keep, or I have actually kept the Khaki King in the past longer than I've kept an Alpinist. So I'm sending this one off to Larry C, and we're gonna do, or I say we. So when I say we in this conversation, that's the rhetorical we, meaning Larry, is going to swap out the movement. We're going to put, again, we, meaning Larry, we're going to put whatever movement. I don't know if he's going to fix it or we'll figure it out. I'm going to pay for it all. And then I'm gonna send Larry a device. I got to figure out what the best one to go with for, yes, the rhetorical we, meaning Larry. Um, for testing the water resistance, because everyone freaks out about this because what is it? It's like 30. Is the Khaki King 30 meters? Um, oh no, it's 50. It says 50 meters. It says 5 bar, which roughly 50 meters. It's not exact, but um, that's plenty of water resistance. I don't know why people think you have to have screw down crown and 300-meter water resist on every freaking watch you wear. That's simply not the case. Like, are you guys just walking around looking for bodies of water to jump into or something? I don't know. I don't understand. I'm living a different life or something. I don't know what's going on with people and their obsession with water resistance. I literally stay dry for the most part 99.99% of the day. Um, like even when I wash my hands and stuff, like I don't, my watch doesn't get super wet. It might get splashed a little bit, but like, yeah. And loom doesn't matter. It legit does not matter. If loom mattered to you that much, then everybody here would just have a Timex with Indiglo, because that is the best loom you can get. You push the button, it doesn't matter as long as you have a good battery. It doesn't matter if it's day or night or you know it's it doesn't matter what the conditions are. You don't need tritium, you don't need superluminova. You push the crown, you can do it with on your wrist, and the thing lights up the room and in your face. So Timex Indiglo, can't beat it. Yeah, yeah. Timex Indiglo is beast. It is the absolute champ when it comes to loom. Forget about loom. Yeah. Thanks again. I appreciate it. But to be clear, I will never sell the Orange Monster. Like, it's just not an option. So, uh, okay, I gotta read this. So, I appointed myself president of a watch club at work. There are probably 6 or 7 of us. Surprising when you start looking around. Interesting. That reminds me of like where my son works. You know, he started kind of a car club thing, and they do like meetups and stuff like that. You just never know. Like I think I can't do like a watch club in northern Michigan because I don't know. I don't think we have the population for it. But There obviously would be. It really comes down to the fact that I don't have enough time to do it. What's going to happen with Zodiac with Fossil filing bankruptcy? You know what, Nate Dogg? That's breaking news to me because maybe I did see a blip. Was that announced today? I did see a blip of something. I kind of scrolled right past it with Fossil. So they're filing bankruptcy. Hmm. Let's check that out. How do I stop that? Share this. And we'll go here. It's on Hodinky. Dennis covered it. Dennis covered that Saturday. Trap. I'm not sure who Dennis is. It's probably bad. I'm like out of the loop. Files for divorce. Files for bankruptcy. Sure. That's a cool sign. Business news. Fossil is restructuring as debt and tariffs take toll. Well, I'm going to have to read up on this because there's a lot more to Fossil than obviously just Fossil. You have STP, you have Zodiac, you have, I'm sure, some other brands. But Fossil themselves are actually pretty big as well as STP. Interesting numbers. That's not good. Fossil Group filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy protection in October 25 and restructuring Zodiac watches at Fossil and Brad is to continue operating uninterrupted. Somebody might pick them up too. Like you never know when things go. But I mean, there is a track history with a lot of other companies and brands. The writing's on the wall when you start to see things like this happen, unless there's like a stimulation of money coming in from another source. I mean, I talked about this actually probably a year or so ago, maybe longer, 2 years ago, that this is the heyday. This is like the crazy, crazy, most epic time for a watch collector enthusiast to be in the hobby. Like what we have available to us right now is incredible. However, with the ups and downs and the extremes of things, not all the brands are going to make it, essentially. So, if they were already kind of borderline, you know, trying to scrape numbers together to make it look like they were doing better than they are, then odds are they're not going to make it. So, is Fossil, STP, Zodiac part of that thing? Possibly. But also, weird things happen with big companies like that when they go down that path. So, I personally, when I was originally talking about it, I thought it was going to be more of there was going to be like a bottom up structure thing where you're going to see like a lot of these very new into the industry brands, not even one hit wonders, but like put out like one watch or one model or something like that, and then just kind of fade away. But that already was happening even prior to any sort of potential economic situations. But yeah, I mean, like James said, I could see Zodiac getting swooped up by another group. There's still a brand value there. That's factual. Who would pick them up though is the problem. Like, I don't see. But again, once they become such a good deal, and if it's a part of fossil group that has value, but by selling them can save fossil or at least buy them some time, then those deals are made. That's how those deals are made. Now, who would pick them up? I don't know that Invicta's poised to do it, but Invicta did pick up Glycine a few years back. I could see them doing it. I don't think Citizen would do it. I can't imagine who else would pick them up. Because I don't think, well, Citizen could. That's not an insane thought because what they have they've picked up some brands that I wouldn't have thought they would have picked up. Also, that it could be something completely independent of watches. It can just be an investment group. So, yeah, like Doug said, yeah, there's also that. I mean, I don't know how it works, but like collectively, we could crowdsource and buy it. I don't want to, but that's the way it is. Christopher Ward 100% will not buy it. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Christopher Ward has a lot of irons in the fire right now. And again, Christopher Ward was one of those ones that, if you go, it's because you can dig it up. You can dig up their past and you can see where they were potentially going to have some issues. That Bel Canto, like when members of the Christopher Ward team talk about Bel Canto like changing Christopher Ward, they're not lying. That is 100% what happened. That watch was, I don't want to say it was like an all-in type thing, but it was definitely a play that they needed to pan out, and it did. So, yeah, the ding ding watch. Ha, right there's another one. My buddy Michael, Desire 68 Frogman, reached for the is it Hampton or Hampton? I forget what it was called last week. Vacation piece. Great watch. That brand kind of struggled. I never followed up on it, but I think it was just like a couple of pieces and then they were done. Bamboo rum on the shelf. That rum is like candy. So yeah, it actually gets like kind of sugary and stuff like that. It's up there. It's. I'm not typically a rum guy, but that was pretty good. This is actually a glass that my buddy YZ80 picked up for me, some Japanese glass, super, super cool. And I picked up a special bottle today, something I had never tried before. So trying that, super, super delicious. All right, where are we at? Let's go back to watches. Ken Spear checking in from Pittsburgh. More recent, what is this? More recent example of small brand dying out. NTA, yeah, NTH. I just sold an NTH to Tony in New Mexico. Just dropped it off in the mail today. He'll get it probably in a couple days. So, great watch, great brand. It just some of these are not going to be sustainable. And I could speculate which ones they are. I'm not going to do that, but it is what it is. They're not all going to make it. So enjoy them while you can. That's for sure. I don't. I do not. Let's see. Steve is here. Thanks for joining. Travis says if Invicta buys Zodiac, goes 50% quartz, 50% NH35. But again, maybe that's exactly what Zodiac needs. So like, I really don't think Invicta will buy them, but I could see that happening. Like, because the watch itself is really good. Nothing against Zodiac or Fossil or STP. I've had varying luck with STP movements. Um, so, but if you were to offer those same watches with some really good Ronda, 10-year lithium quartz movements, and then some, NH or even the Citizen or something like that, uh, and reduce the price point by like half or something like that, I think you got some killer watches. Well, and exactly, Tim. Zodiac has already done quartz watches in the past, so it's not. They'd still be pulling from their archives. It would still be tradition. So, trying to read some comments. Yeah, pretty much. And the glycine watches they're awesome. I haven't looked at any of the newer, if they're whatever the new releases are, but it is what it is. Dan says, Rob, what is your watch buying process? How do you decide on your next watch? It's emotional. It's not. There's no calculation to it. There's no thought to it. I mean, I literally bought when I was just down in Dallas at the Christopher Ward showroom. I I bought a watch, and I haven't had any follow up on it, so I don't know when I'm going to get the watch. I just thought about that. Like, I have no. I know I was there. I know I paid for it. I bought the watch, but there's no the rest of the story, like where they complete the sale and they ship it. I have none of that information. So I'm assuming at some point it will just show up. I don't know. I kind of did the same thing even with this Colorado watch. Like, this was a fairly big purchase, but it was after I I just really wanted to support the brand and RT and the crew and everything. So I picked one up, and I had wanted one anyway. And I'm glad I did because it I actually really like the watch. Now there is some other watches I am looking at. So I do actually kind of, I actually have this watch here in a box. Um, where is it? It's in one of these. I got like a few boxes down here I got to open up. It's in one of those boxes. But I had already seen this, the titanium strato timer. That's a killer watch. But I am also looking at. So I was looking at the Canton, but it's going to be a while before they get the slate. I was looking at this, but also I like these, and this green is awesome, so I like that. Also out of stock. That's fine. But and this one isn't fully out yet. I'm waiting on it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick this up. I'm like 83% sure I'm going to pick one of these up. So it's on pre-order right now, but I can't. I look at this watch and I tried it on in Dallas. There's nothing about this watch I dislike. There's nothing. And I know I was talking to him. They're gonna do a bracelet or something. I could care less. I mean, a nice bracelet. Jack Mason makes great bracelets, but I don't think the watch needs it. The strap that's on it is really good. I'm gonna probably put an FKM rubber strap or something like that on that. This thing is super. You can look at it and tell it's super versatile with straps. So that's definitely going to get picked up. I do have one of these on pre-order. I don't know when they're going to get the next phases and stuff like that. But I'm going to have like a pass-through strap, which I have some, so big deal. So that one's definitely in the works. I forget what I ordered because you can configure it. I ordered a Destro and maybe DLC. I can't remember, but it's grade 5 titanium. The guy makes them right there in Arizona. Like, for $1,500, like, yeah, I'm doing it. Does he have any current inventory? Probably not. Sold, 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 sold. Yeah. I mean, it's small batches. They make their own hands. They do a ton of great work. Okay. What else was I looking at? Oh, so the Christopher Ward watch I bought was not this one, but I do really like that watch too. And after checking it out, no, I don't think they use the. I don't think they use the Ameriquartz. I think they use the 10-year lithium Ronda. Man, this watch, it's a killer watch too. I really like this one. This is not what I ordered from them, but um, I could see picking up one of these too. What are these? $1,800. I would get that green dial one though. I gotta be careful. A lot of the watches I'm starting to really like are getting kind of expensive again. But then, but then you can go like this. You can go. Hmm, I know I'm not searching that right. I forget how to search that one. It's only available on eBay though. The hell is that thing called? I thought it was a. See, that's why. This is why he's not selling any watches. I forget how to search it. I can't think of it. I think it's in. I think I have it saved though. Oh yeah, it's right here. So like you can pick up one of these for like $250, and you can get it in DLC, or you can get it in RAW. You can get it in left-hand drive. These are $250. It has the 10-year lithium battery. This is captured, so you have to cut these. If you want to put a regular spring bar, you can. You just have to cut these off, but that's like captured in there. So I'm probably going to pick up one of these. I'm thinking left-hand drive. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go back here. Let's check out the chat. Paul's checking in from Dallas. When is Jack Mason Orange Dial Travelers GMT? So I'm not doing a Travelers, but I need like 6 or 7 more people. Here, let me go. I mean, most people in the no, this. Most people in here already are probably aware of this, but so I'm working on. I have 19 people, but if I get a few more people, we can do this. So this is the. Now, Christopher Ward has not done a bold orange dial like this on the C60 Trident. So this will be the 42 by 50 or 49, 42 millimeter anyway. Just like that picture shows. So, but I need 25 people to do it, and then it'll be the Random Rod limited edition. So once we get 25, we can order them up, and then you'd have one of 25 pieces, and then that's it. They won't make it again. Just an added layer of security instead of doing a rigid one. It was a common thing back in the day. So it's not a big deal though. You can cut it, pops it out. You can put a regular spring bar in. Yeah, I've showed that brand on the channel before. I still have. Actually, do I have the watch? I have the box. I have the box here, but I don't know. Is there a watch in here? Oh, oh, I have one. I wow. You can tell I need to clean this room out. Yeah. So yeah, I have one right here. Maybe if it'll focus. I did not know that was in there. So there's that. I think you can get them in automatic too. This one's quartz, which I kind of like that it's quartz. Is it bad that I don't even know what I have? I legit didn't know this was sitting there. I remember seeing the box up there, so when you mentioned the brand, I was like, oh yeah, I got one of those. I didn't think the watch was still in there though. Yeah, there it is. Pretty cool watch. Yeah, it was a tour watch. Tennessee Mike, it was. Um, yeah, it's still ticking away. Like, hey, I've been in the box waiting for you to wear me. Hello, let me out, please. So, yeah, there it is. Yeah, it looks. I think it's a great looking watch. Kind of from distance, it has kind of like almost like a Grand Seiko vibe to it because like it has like if you check this out. So like if you, I mean, whoop, whoop, different planes and stuff, but kind of has a little bit of a GS vibe to it. Watch review. I did a watch review on this a long time ago. Paul says, I'll be down at Intersect Austin. Looking forward to seeing the brand Makina and Balcroft. Actually wears better than the Grand Seiko. The Grand Seiko is a little short for me. I'm low key thinking about giving the Grand Seiko to my son. Don't tell him though, because I really like it. But oh man, that's a killer watch. I wish it was just a little bit larger though. I might have too many watches. I'll tell you another one that really, really surprised me was this Venezianico bronze brown dial with the brown strap. Yeah, super, super like this watch. And it's the aluminum bronze type material, so it'll get warm tones. It won't get like super dark, or it won't do the green thing like the CUS type bronze or whatever. Um, this one will, and it'd be easy to polish back up. Yeah, that's fair, Todd. I appreciate that. That's to help me out. I appreciate that. We can definitely talk. Todd, I don't know if you've done anything with that MM300, but trust me, that is like in my top two watches that I kind of want right now. So I haven't talked to you about it because I don't want to like I need to let it marinate. I need to let it sit. So if it goes, it goes, then that's fine. But also, it's like it's going to be one of those things where the car guys will get this. Like we'll save cars on the Facebook Marketplace and watch them. And I know I'm not going to buy it, but I want to buy it. But then when it sells, I go like, dang it, I missed that one. So watch guys do it too with watches too. Like we'll see it. Actually, oops, no, don't do that. Do this. No, go back. There we go. Like if we go to the Flipper's Paradise, Like for example, here's like a really cool Omega. What does he got? We have an Omega, a Rolex Datejust, and a Speedy, and a Submariner date. Holy crap! I didn't see these all posted up. But see, like you might see these and you go like, all right, I can't focus on those. I got to look at something else. See, like that one sold. You know, I'll try to find one that's not sold. 36 mil Explorer. Where'd all these banging watches come from? What the hell? Colby's got some killer ones posted up. Oh man, that freaking IWC. So like, look at this IWC. Okay, white dial, near mint, full kit, beautiful looking watch. Okay, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna lust over this thing, right? Oh man, I should figure out a way to do that. No, I don't want to do that. I want to. Next thing you know, I go on here like tomorrow and it's sold, and I go like, dang it. It's it's one of those things. I don't want that to happen, but I also don't want you to hold the watch for me. You know what I mean? Oh man, now I got that sold. See that one right there? It's been a while since I've had a Breitling. That's cool, and it's their corporate green, but it sold. He sold it. Bada boom, bada bing, gone. Sold. Another sold. Where's where's all the unsold watches? Everything's selling. Pending. Zin 856. Long Island John. It's pending. 1,300 for a Nevada Gretchen. This is the ceramic. That's a fairly new release too. 556 for $1,000. Actually, do I have one of those? Is that what model this is? Let me go back here. Is that what this is? 556A? Yeah, I'm pretty sure what that is. And this is a newer clasp. This is the first time I'd seen this clasp for this. This is a killer watch. Like if I'm going to give the boy a watch, this is the watch I should give him. I should pick up this. Oh, it's a little tight on my wrist. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he would love that. That's a killer watch. That's an engineer's watch right there. Which one? The 556? You buying watches, Tim? Rob, what do you think of the Citizen Series 8 Ice Blue? Ice Blue 556. Do I have one of those? I think I did a video on one of those. I don't have one right here. I think they're good watches. Citizen makes good watches. I think the Series 8 is priced a little bit high in my opinion, but I think there's some decent discounts there. So the watch, it could, but wouldn't a library need to have some sort of like catalog or Dewey Decimal System? I have no idea what I even have. I don't. Well, no, this is the Zurich. I don't have the Adawak. Or wait, do I have one? I thought I had one in the back. No, I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one of those. Yeah, see, I'd have to have. Man, this Zin feels good on wrist. The Zin I want though, I do still want a Zin. But I forget what it was. I forget what it's called. But it's bigger than the 556, so it's got to be the 856 or 857, something like that. What are we talking about? The Rolex stuff? The waiting list is bull. That is true. The waiting list is bull. I have a few friends that are very big time Rolex buyers, and the ADs have watches. That is also true. They just sell to whoever they want. Also true. My buddy got 6 pieces last year. Also true. Most places, this is not not 100% true, but mostly true. The very active buyers that have the resource for the AD usually can buy 1 piece every 2 months. That's like kind of the universal accepted thing. So Zin or Handheart? Oh man, that would be a tough one. That new purple one that Perkin and Jay posted up, that one's really cool. I didn't know you sent it in for service, Todd. Did it need like a full service? I know you wore that watch a lot. So Will Carey here. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Try to read comments. I have one Zen gripe. Dials are screen printed. Yeah, but nothing will fall off it or fail. So there's pros and cons to everything with watches. So I really like this new clasp. That is a far better clasp than the old fold over junky one. It's bulkier, but it's a nice clasp. So the dial is going to stay clean like that. It's not going to give you any problems. Not that I've ever had a watch where like an applied marker fell off or anything like that, but it's just simply not going to happen with this. So. Let's see. Crown wasn't popping like it should, and I wanted the bezel tightened, so I sent it in. Fair enough. Yeah, and the crown on Zins are like, especially the one you have. They should see this one feels more like a regular watch. It has a nice pop to it, and then it has a whine. But I've handled some of them. Oh, there it goes. It's when you screw it in. When you screw it in, it's like butter. It just zoop. It's like self lubricating or something. It's yeah. The Zen crown tube assembly is supposed to be like perfection. Actually, the whole watch kind of is. So if it's not perfect, then yeah, get it serviced. I'm curious to see what they charge you for it on the service. Seiko's launched limited edition Sumo for the Asia Pacific market. Two of them in interesting colorways: SPB 539, 541. I usually don't. I used to keep up on all that, but I don't keep up on it anymore. I don't know what that means, but inside jokes are cool. Zen has a horrible website. They do. You got to go to Watch Buys for the US. They're the authorized dealer. Can you show us more of your Dr. Pepper? I really like the green. Sure. Where is it? He's a pepper. She's a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Oh, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. There you go, John. I don't think this camera. There you go. It's not running, but again, killer clasp, way thinner than the Zen 2. Does exactly the same thing, but it's thinner. I'm pretty sure. Listen. Nice bezel action. Great wearing watch. Ooh, I need to tighten it up a bit. Headed in Dallas eating barbecue mode. There we go. Yeah. That is such a good wearing watch for sure. Peter did a good job with that one. No, I don't. I like it. Well, maybe, Tim. There's some maybe, but I'm not going to let you be right. Da, 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 da. Mr. James Duffy says, while I wait for my Rolex, I'm having fun with a lot of other more interesting watches. I don't take it personally. Yeah. I mean, if you want a Rolex, When I was just down in Dallas, we went to a kind of a bougie mall. I picked up a new bottle of Creed, um, and there was a Rolex AD there, and they offered me two. They offered me two Rolex. Um, One was a 36 millimeter date just two tone, I think, and then the other was a Yachtmaster. So arguably two dogs in the lineup, more expensive dogs in the lineup. So did they have more watches there they could have offered me? Yeah. Like I checked out the new Air King. I wanted to try it on. They probably had one sitting back there. I mean, the one I tried on, they probably could have sold me. Um, but I don't know. I just the whole vibe and attitude I get at the EDs for those, like I would rather not. Like in the boutique ones, again, it really depends on the people that are there and the salespeople and stuff like that. But I definitely get a better, I don't know what vibe, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. But like when you go to like Exquisite or something like that, who has most of these brands and they're low key working on some other stuff, um, they're they're more diverse in their selection. So like, yeah, they might have to build out boutiques because that's what these larger brands want from their authorized dealers. But when you're working with the sales staff, at least my contacts there, you're going to have the ability to buy like a Seiko one day, a Tudor the next day, a Longines the next day, and then hey Rob, that Air King came in. I thought maybe you'd want a shot at it. Boom, there you go. So I would rather work with places like that, like Exquisite, that's going to have it like that, or whatever brand you're looking at. Yeah, sure you do, boy. Sure you do. That was Junior chiming in, by the way. Oh man, 5 minute, 3 minute warning. And I made a mess. The room was already a mess, and I made a bigger mess. Let's see, Doug. I must have been lucky. The AD that I bought my Ranger saw me checking out the Air King and the OP while shopping around and told me I could have either one in 6 months. There you go. I don't think it's luck. I think it's the fact that you were there and were checking them out and stuff like that. And if they don't have, people move, people change, sometimes buyers dry up and stuff like that. So, and you might have new sales staff coming in. So that person might have been like, setting the hook with you and getting ready to reel you in, for a couple Rolex sales. And things are changing too. Like they're not that hard to get anymore. And some of these authorized dealers still have the mentality of like, it's hard to get a Rolex. It's like, well, not like it was. It's not hard like it was. So, um, if you want a Rolex, you can get a Rolex. The real question is do you really want a Rolex? So yeah, I've had them. I sold them. I get it. Like there's people in the group. There's people I know that have them. They love them and stuff like that. And they're great watches. But I'm over it. John, I haven't talked to Mimo in a while, so I don't think so. Plus, I have some other travel that is more. mm, it's more needed versus that, and I only have the budget and time for a certain amount of travel. So I have some personal travel coming up, so that's going to take priority. So I would say no, um, but I'm not going to say never. But I do have a trip coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend. I'm going to blast down to Trifecta in Lafayette, Indiana. So that trip though, I'm going to work on getting a blitz sale. It's going to be like kind of like a trunk sale, if you will, of watches that'll be in the Discord, and we'll see. But maybe offer it up to some more people, but we'll definitely offer up some killer deals right before the holidays. People can get some cool watches, maybe some gifts for some people because there'll be some quartz watches for the muggles. There'll be a lot of other stuff. So, yeah, It's 10% above retail, Tim. So you just use the code random gotcha. So, but that's the plan, and we're an hour. I should just do like a hard stop, not even warn you that I'm stopping the video. I don't think I would ever do that to you guys. Usually, like I'll loom it up, or I'll say goodbye, or I'll say something like that. I won't just end it. Usually, I'll talk it out or something.